One piece of advice that I think is vital for every parent and isn't very obvious is this. Children should also experience negative moments as part of life. As parents, it's very natural to want to give our children a better life with more opportunities and greater convenience than we had. At the same time, though, we want them to understand how fortunate they are and that the life they have is a privilege they shouldn't take for granted. But it's completely absurd and ridiculous. No one can truly appreciate how privileged they are if that life is all they've ever known, least of all, a child. If an easy life is the standard they grew up with, of course they're going to think that anything slightly less comfortable is unacceptable. It is good for children to feel hungry and thirsty from time to time. It is good for them to get tired and to feel bored without us immediately trying to pull them out of that uncomfortable state. If my daughter, who's now 5, says, "Daddy, I'm hungry," and we're getting home in half an hour, I tell her to wait and that we'll find something to eat then. If she says, "But I'm hungry now," I reassure her that half an hour of hunger isn't going to cause her any lasting harm. If we resolve every little discomfort for them instantly, how on earth can we expect them to be resilient? And boredom, we act like it's the worst thing. We immediately hand them a tablet or a phone to keep them constantly stimulated so they don't bother us with their boredom. Let your kids get bored. Let them stare out of the bus window. Let them do nothing. Then we're surprised when our kids can handle reality, are hyperactive, or can concentrate. Well, of course they can't. If they can't even manage a bus ride without bright flashing colors in their face, reality feels intolerable, and they can be alone with their thoughts. And we love reminding them that when we were their age, we didn't have any of that we used our imagination and played with nothing but the power of our minds. We understand the value of things because we grew up in a working class family that couldn't afford such luxuries. Life won't always be convenient, nor will there always be endless options to choose from. Sometimes there are many choices, and sacrifice is necessary. It is good for kids to know this and learn to navigate that world without losing their sanity, their inner peace, without suffering stress or needed medication. Believe me, a child who gets everything is a child who values nothing, and this will affect their emotional stability. I'm not a therapist or anything like that, but let's say I've read a book or two on the topic, plus I have 3 kids who I can only be proud of how happy, empathic, and stable they are in a time when it's not